Now, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not criticizing the dead. There's no point in doing that. It's too late. But I do want to analyze the situation because you never know when it's going to come up again. Now, this man was very talented and he was well respected, but he's in good company. He's not the only one. I'm from California. My entire state is experiencing massive death amounts, sudden death. It's just literally just covering my entire state. My city has a permanent dark cloud. I mean that figuratively and literally. They've blocked out the sun for going on 3 years now. We every day is cloudy and gloomy. And because of that, there's no natural sunlight. As far as my research is concerned, the only thing that was slowing down the progress of what was in those shots, well, there was two things that were slowing it down: estrogen and natural sunlight. So I'm noticing that gay men are surviving longer on the same vaccines that straight people are taking because a lot of the gay men, so that they can appear a certain way, they do take estrogen. And remember, the injections are testosterone reactive. So they're blocking out the sun. The results are it's a very effective way to get the results from the vaccine. So that's why people like Bill Gates and other people around the world have been trying to figure out how to block out the sun everywhere. But now the cat's out of the bag. We have RFK Jr. in office. So now certain states are saying, wait a minute, you're trying to kill off our population who are also vaccinated with whatever that is inside their bodies. So to make sure to mitigate the damages, we're going to outlaw spraying. So no geoengineering, no cloud seeding, no chemtrails in Florida, Texas, Tennessee, South Dakota. Certain states have banned it because we know what it does. But anyway, let's go ahead. I want to hear what his name was Eric Dane. I want to hear some of his words.
Billy in Georgia, these words are for you. I tried. I stumbled sometimes, but I tried. Overall, we had a blast, didn't we? I remember all the times we spent at the beach. The two of you, me and Mom, in Malibu, Santa Monica. Santa Monica, Hawaii, Mexico.
And there it goes. There it is right there. That's what did them. Just like everybody else on the West Coast. Fucking Hawaii and Mexico. You couldn't wait. You couldn't just wait. During the lockdown, if you were in California, to go to Mexico would mean you would have to leave the country. You didn't need to take that experimental poisonous vaccine to leave, but you needed it to come back. I told everyone, any of us with voices on the internet before they kicked us off, we told everyone, don't leave the country. Learn to love America. Go to Mount Rushmore. Go to Texas. Go to the Panhandle. Go somewhere else. Don't leave the country. They're going to force you to take the injection to come back. One of my best friends, I'm not going to say his name because him and his wife don't get along anymore. He was a up and coming, very well comedian, doing very great as a comedian. 2020, he wanted to take his wife and his two kids to Hawaii. Everybody was getting those PPP loans. Everybody was getting that ERC or EDD money in California. They were just giving away money to everybody. He was like, yeah, I'm going to take the family. We'll go to Hawaii. I was like, don't you watch the news? Don't you watch TV? I was like, bro, they just arrested a kid. They arrested a black kid on the beach in Oahu because he broke quarantine. They wanted him to stay in his hotel for a week or 2 weeks or something once he landed in Hawaii. I said, bro, the only way they're not going to do that is if you take the shot. It's like just like February of 2021. I'm like, none of us are taking that shot. But see, we're in California. They were already giving it out in November of 2020, December. All these actors, they got it early. He took his shot in April. I believe we're going to look it up together. April of 2021. He took the shot early. My friend took it in November, December. I told him don't do it. He did it anyway. Told me, you know what he said to me? He said, you know what? If I die, oh well, I die, I die. And I hate when people have that attitude because you dying is not hurting you, you fucking idiot. It's hurting us. The people that survive you. Your wife, your kids, those of us who have to bury you, those of us who have to remember your name and keep your memory alive, those of us who have to deal with the pain of knowing you're gone when you should be sitting here with us. Death is the easy way out. That's why it's a mixed bag for me when trying to figure out, do I fucking care or do I not? I told everybody it didn't make sense. The warnings were there. Don't take the injection. How do you I'm a man. Eric Dane is a man. Men are not meant to comply. Men are meant to fucking fight. Men are meant to say no. Men make our own rules. We build our own worlds and our own societies. We don't comply under stress of being shamed. Okay, say I don't take the shot you want me to. What the fuck you gonna do? I'm gonna text bad names about you on the internet. Why the fuck would I care about that? I wouldn't. But my fellow Californians, actors, comedians, they all did. And now we have to watch them die and leave their kids behind. And the only thing I can think of is, did he make his kids take it before he went too? That's the part that scares me. I don't know. But to go to Mexico and Hawaii, you had to take the shot. And I just wanted everybody to say no. So he's not the only one. And this is the part that I don't like. He started experiencing symptoms in 2022. See, he passed away from a neurological disorder. And of course, it's a vaccine injury. It's a side effect. It's one of those things where he feels like his body is betraying him. He doesn't understand what's going on. He's losing motor skills. It's a horrible situation. But he had a choice. The results weren't even there. When you had to sign a consent form saying that I'm not expecting informed consent because they don't have enough information to give me enough informed information to give me informed consent, and you signed on that still and let them inject you. Was it the money? Was it the pressure? What made you say yes? I could never. And I'm not better than anybody. Again, this is not me shaming anyone. It's just me asking, how did we get here? You can't say yes to everything. Of course, there are laws. If you choose to live in a country, you have to follow those laws. You have to comply with the laws. Anything else, you fucking say no. Never let anyone tell you what you're going to do and give you an ultimatum. You always say no and you walk away and you keep walking. This is heartbreaking. This man loved his kids, his family. Apparently, he was on Saved by the Bell when they were on working at the beach. I barely remember those episodes. I was a kid. This is just, it's not just him. Everyone I know is sick and dying. Again, he started experiencing the symptoms less than a year after taking the shot. All these other celebrities and friends of mine, this is what I don't respect about them. They've all been diagnosed with different mental issues and neurological disorders, cancer, heart issues. They all got diagnosed in 2022 and they stayed silent. You know why? Because they didn't want to hear us conservatives say, I told you so. I told you so. So they keep it under lock. Now, when you look up, when did you first find out that you had cancer? When you get sick, they've known for a while. They've been battling and fighting this in the quiet, in the shadows. But you know, the thing is, if they had told people that this was something that happened to them after they took the shot, there are some people they could have saved, but they let others walk into the trap. And that's why I can't respect them. I can't. And I can't forgive them. LeBron James and his son died 3 times and they brought him back to life that day. LeBron should have came out and told his people, hey, it's not just my son. All the other black men that are taking this shot, they're all having this reaction where they're having these cardiac arrests and dying. And unless you get immediate medical attention, you're not going to be able to come back from this. Instead of warning the public, he made a fucking deal so that they would push his son into the NBA, even though with his current heart condition, he wouldn't even qualify to play for a rec team with a pre-existing condition like this. That's why it doesn't look like he doesn't belong in the NBA, because he doesn't. He's only there because he made this was $1 trillion business to make sure they injected all the black people they could with this poison. One bad tweet from LeBron James and it would have destroyed the entire agenda. He could have put his own people first, but instead he put his pockets and his family individually first. He let his people take the shot, knowing that what it did to his son. He didn't speak out about it, and he made a deal with the devil so that they would put his son in the NBA, even though he has no business there. There's a lot of people that cut deals with these companies not to say anything just until the campaign is over. RFK Jr. is here now. It's over. That's why they fired all the people that they hired. They only hired all these black government employees for these jobs that they didn't qualify for so that they can make a requirement for them to take the shot to keep the job. So they basically bought their body for medical experimentation while they were alive, and the price was whatever their salary was the past 2 years before they were fired. That's how much they paid you to buy your body. They're gone. And it's not just blacks, but there are acceptable losses of non-blacks. The reason they're acceptable is because as long as the target demographic is basically taking a toll from this, then there are going to have to be some acceptable losses, collateral damage. See, Eric Dane here is a part of the 65 to 70% of Americans. If they lost 20% of their men, they can recover. But when you're 13% of the population with a also pro-abortion stance and you're sterilized, there is no recovery for that group. For LeBron's group, there's no recovery. I want to hear what he has to say because this is probably one of the last speeches he gave.
Oh. I see you now playing in the ocean for hours, my water babies. Those days, pun intended, were heaven. I want to tell you 4 things I've learned from this disease, and I hope you won't just listen to me. I hope you'll hear me. First, live now, right now, in the present. It's hard, but I learned to do that. For years, I would wander off mentally, lost in my head for long chunks of time, wallowing in worry and self-pity, shame, and doubt. I'd replay decisions, second-guess myself. I should have done this, I never should have done that. No more.
Yeah, I mean, it's too late for that. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to hopefully talk to people into making better decisions when it comes to this. Not that I'm a perfect person at all, but we're going to all have to understand the mistakes were made. So this is Eric Dane here. Now, let's take a journey. Oh my fucking God. He took the J&J. You mean the people that can't even the people that made the poisonous baby powder for years that gave everybody cancer? You mean, and that was a known fact before 2020. He let them give him the J&J. You're a famous actor. And you got the cheapest and most ghetto of all of them? Not that any of them were good. I mean, the J&J, shit, it killed DMX the same night. That's the one they were giving out in New York, in the Bronx. That's what they were giving out at all the black hospitals in New York. That was one of the first ones, the J&J. Remember, one and done. Then it turns out, well, it's not actually a vaccine. Well, it's not mRNA. To this day, nobody knows what the fuck it was. But that was April 8th of 2021. First, one of the first. And this is a few days later, a blurry pic of how to hang out 6 feet apart. So he literally fell into the propaganda. He believed all the bullshit, the lies, and he was just thinking life is but a dream, not realizing he's in a war with people in other countries who want to kill him and the rest of the Americans off. And they figured out a way for us to poison ourselves so that they don't have to fight us because we're too big and strong and we're well armed. Ellen Pompeo and Eric Dane attend the event called Roll Up Your Sleeves. And this is the part where my sympathy goes out of the window. See, when you decide to commit suicide, that's one thing. But when you're encouraging others to join you because they're your fans, that's when I get pissed off. And that's when we become enemies and I can't feel sorry for you anymore. In a way, he fell on his own sword. He fell on his own sword.
Billy in Georgia, these words are for you.
And this is...
I try.
And this is how we got here. It's a shame because we all had a choice. He could have fought. He could have joined the ranks of me. He could have found people like me online and put his family first. Did the right thing. You have to be more cognizant of your surroundings. You have to understand who you are, where you are. You have to know what you are. This is war. And I'm not sure how this goes for people like me that didn't take the shot. I didn't even take the test, and him having this neurological disorder, Lord knows how many times they shoved that fucking thing up his nose, that PCR test from Kerry Mullis that he said is not supposed to be used to try to diagnose an infectious disease. We don't know what was sprayed on those syringes that went up into his brain. Him being an actor, going to different events. I wonder how many times he was tested and the damage it did to his blood-brain barrier. And then all of a sudden he comes down with a neurological disorder that basically cripples and kills him. These are hard conversations that I can't find anybody else on the internet to have, so I'm having them myself. I appreciate you guys for sharing this and tuning in. Man, my friend, we got somebody in the comments that said I died twice on the table, bro. Met God and Jesus. They told me I shouldn't have taken the shot. Now I'm fully reformed Christian. God bless America. God bless you, brother. You know, it's going to take the strength of the Lord for us to guide us going forward. I wasn't always a believer, but I've seen so much try to convince me that God isn't real. But then I'm able to sit here and have these conversations with you, and there's no other thing. There's nothing else that can explain me being here talking to you besides God putting me here. There's nothing else. Everything guided me to be here to do this. It might seem inconsequential today. You don't know who's going to watch this video later. You don't know what it's going to mean to them. We don't know. So everything happens for a reason. I'm a conservative for the most part. I don't have any Democrat views. I don't support decriminalization of sodomy and pedophilia for adults having sex with kids. I don't support the trans movement to mutilate children. I don't support, basically that's pretty much all the Democrats stand for. I don't support any of that. So there's nothing Democrat or liberal about me at all whatsoever. I am not an ally. That's not true. That's actually the Democrats that support that. Senate Bill SB 145. Type in whatever bill number that the Republicans passed to protect pedophiles. Until then, you're lying. You're just making that up because you feel guilty about supporting bills that Democrats pass that protect pedophiles. You're not going to be able to do the reverse psychology here because we have the facts. Senate bill out of California, Scott Wiener, 2019, passed by Gavin Newsom. Senate Bill 145 decriminalizes sexual acts against children from adults, and it basically decriminalizes pedophilia. So for you guys to pretend that you care about pedophilia and you guys are against it. No, you're not. You support it in California. You literally support it in California. You push for it. You got it passed. And you haven't protested or said anything about having it removed or banned or restricted. Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing. You haven't said a word about it. So obviously, you guys are the ones that actually pass laws. Oh, well, Republicans, what's the bill number that the Republicans passed to protect pedophiles? Because I can tell you the one the Democrats passed. It's Senate Bill 145 out of California. What is Senate Bill 145 California's? The pedophile bill. It's literally called California's pedophile bill. There's no way you can sit up here and try to shame somebody else for exposing you, and then your way of your rebuttal is, well, no, you supported Senate Bill 145. What are you talking about? You supported that. You pushed it forward. Are you ashamed that you supported Senate Bill 145 that protects pedophiles? You're a Democrat. You supported all of those policies. You haven't once tried to get it banned. You haven't spoke out against it. You're guilty. Now, you can't even produce any legislation that Republicans have passed. So you're lying. You're making that up because you feel ashamed of yourself, which you should, because you're a pedo and you're sick. And there is no helping people like you. There's only one known treatment. And guess what? We've tried it out before and it worked. You know what the treatment is for you. I don't have to tell you. So again, you guys protect those people, which is a huge difference than what Republicans do. Yeah, and thank you very much for being here. But this is a video that's going to be posted tomorrow. So this is for another group. But also we're on 8 different platforms right now, so I appreciate it. No, I don't support slavery, which is why I'm against illegal immigration and I'm pro deportation. But again, I feel sorry for Eric Dane's family. And again, there's Democrats in this in my chat right now who took the vaccine as well. Look at how evil these people are. Now, do you understand why they had to be vaccinated and euthanized? Now do you get it? I'm not necessarily saying I'm mad at Kamala Harris and Bill Gates and the Epstein research. I understand it. I'm just like, I understood it had to be done. I just didn't think somebody would actually do it. America's going to be great again, one way or the other. Even the people that are in my chat now, I remember there were people that were saying some things to me 6 months ago, and they've already passed away from side effects of the vaccine. So I'm not necessarily planning on arguing with these people long term. I'm not a psychic. They're not Patrick Swayze. I'm not Whoopi Goldberg. I don't talk to the dead. I don't argue with them either. If you're a Democrat and you believe their agenda, if you didn't take the vaccine, they called you a Trump supporting white supremacist. I know you took it. You think Eric Dane is alone? You're going to be his company pretty soon. Like and subscribe, share the video. I'll be back with another topic in about 20 minutes. Remember, America first and America only.
I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.